Hey everybody, I am your fave nurse B. Let's get into this video. I want to give you all some tips on how you can make more money as a CNA and as a nurse. This is just my experience, some things I've seen other nurses talk about or go through, and just what I've been able to learn being a nurse for the past 4 years as a nurse. So let's get into this video. Alright, before we get into the video, please put your tips down below in the comment section on how you make more money as a nurse or a CNA. And then I'll also ask the rest of our community, so our Facebook group and also on Instagram. And then based off of you all's responses, I'll do a part 2 of this video. So definitely make sure you put in the comment section, how do you make more money as a nurse or a CNA? And if you're new to my channel, consider subscribing because I do have plenty of videos talking about money. I'm extremely transparent, and I will be linking a nurse money, how much nurses make playlist for you all in the iCard and also in the description box. All right, let's go right into it. So the first thing you need to do is you need to know what the pay rates are in your area. So you can do this on Indeed, which is somewhat skewed because if you live in a city like I'm in, on Indeed, the average, they go based off of, you know, the county, and then like the more rural areas, and they go off the where I'm at in the city, they kind of do an average of it. But since I'm in the city, I would say if you're in a city, then go a little bit higher than what they say on Indeed. And if you live in a rural area, then go a little bit lower to find more of how much you should be getting paid based on your area. Also, you can go on Facebook group and you can go on other nursing forums like allnurses.com. I really like that website. You can go on there and kind of get an idea of how much nurses are making in your area. You can ask, or you can just put in like the little search bar nurses and then put St. Louis, Missouri, something like that, and then you'll be able to find it within certain groups. So that's the first thing. And also, of course, ask your friends, ask nurses that you know, CNAs, do you know what's a good rate to start off as a new nurse? That way, right off the bat, you know how much you should be making. That puts you in a way better position when you go into a job interview, or if you're coming fresh out of nursing school, you know right off the bat, okay, this is how much I want to make. Because I'm telling you, these jobs will give you whatever you are willing to take, because they want to, you know, they want to save money in any way they can. So that leads me to number 2, which is if you're going from CNA to a nurse, or maybe you're going from dietary to nurse and you want to stay within the same facility like a nursing home or even a hospital, keep in mind that they may lowball you. This is what happened with me. I don't think I was lowballed extremely, but I feel like I should have got paid more because of my experience there. But don't ever think just because you've been there for 5 years, you've been loyal, you've been coming in on time, you're a great worker, that they're going to give you more than they would give another new nurse. They just won't. They're going to give you whatever they feel like they want to give you, especially if you're going from like $10 an hour and then you go to nurse pay and they'll be like, okay, she's getting $20 an hour now, so she should be happy, or he should be happy getting a $10 increase because you were just making $10, you know, a week ago. You should be happy with making $20 an hour. Well, really, you should be making $22 an hour. And they might bring in a new nurse and pay them $22 an hour, but give you $20 because they, like I just told you, the whole rationale. So ask what you want and use that when you go in to interview for these jobs, or when you're talking about, hey, I want to stay here as a nurse. Tell them like, hey, you all look at my attendance, I've been coming to work, I came here all through nursing school, I did this, yada 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 yada, you know, my work ethic, I'm looking to get paid this much, are you all going to be able to pay me that? And if not, sometimes you have to be willing to walk away from a job. So that leads to number 3, which is if you're going to ask for like a pay raise or something like that, it works sometimes and sometimes it doesn't. You go in, maybe you write a letter, or you just, you know, take a minute to talk to the person over you, the boss, and you say, hey, you know, I'm looking, I know my raise is coming up soon. Or you just say, look, this is basically my attendance, this is my work ethic, and I'm, you know, this is who I am. You know how I am as an employee. I'm very much dedicated to working here. I love working here, and I want to know, are you willing to give me $1 raise? This is how much I feel like I'm worth. I've talked to other nurses, yada yada yada. What is it? To other nurses, and this is what I'm looking to make. You know, are you all willing to do this? They might say yes, they might say no. You have to then take that time to be like, am I gonna walk away from this job if they say no? And be willing to do it. Sometimes when you be like, okay, I'm ready to leave, deuces, they be like, okay, you know what, let's give you a little bit more. Or you might just decide to not even talk about it. You just put in your 2 weeks, and then when your boss comes to you, be like, you know what, I really love it here, I appreciate everything that's, you know, y'all done for me. Not even that, because you've done a lot for them too, but just say, you know, I really love working here, But honestly, I really need to get paid a little bit more. Like I'm looking like to get like maybe $1 or $2 more than what I'm getting right now, because it's really not competitive with other jobs that I've looked at and I've seen. And they might be willing to give you something, or you might have to just walk away. You have to know your worth. That's something I learned a long time ago, and I'm still working on it. So go watch those nursing videos so you can see how much I got paid. Because honey, but it wasn't horrible for the area I live in, but I feel like I definitely should have got paid more. But anywho, moving right along. So the number 3, and I feel like this is the most important thing, is to free up your schedule. So when I was first working, even as a CNA, as a CNA, the whole time I was as a CNA, and then also as a nurse, I was a new nurse, I was working 5 days a week. That right there will crush your spirits in any type of field you're working in. 5 days a week is torture, because you feel like you live there. My 1-year-old just woke up just like that. Dang it, as soon as I started the video. So yeah, you feel like you live there. You feel like it's just so overwhelming. It's super important for you all to free up some time. So once you lower your days and free up your schedule, then you can pick up on agency work, you can do PRN work, and then you can also pick up overtime at that actual job you're at. Now, one option that you can do is you can have one stationary job that you use for your benefits, whether it be healthcare, 401k, all that jazz, maybe even vacation, depending on how your job is when it comes down to part-time and full-time, who has vacation and the hours you need to have in order to qualify. But you have that one job that's stationary. You have that job, you come in 3 days a week, and maybe it's part-time or full-time, whatever. Then you have an agency job. Here I told you all how much I made agency. Go watch that video. Ooh, the lighting. Okay, I told you all how much I was making with agency. So you could pick up a day or two on agency, and it will easily help you to make up for that part-time pay that you're making at that stationary job. Or there's some jobs, if you do PRN, you have to ask around. Remember, networking is super important. Ask around, or go on Facebook forums and see, or Facebook posts or groups, and see what places are paying the most. And you can have a private Facebook group. I know the alumni in my school, we have a private group just for St. Louis, just for us, a few of us, and we just go in there and be like, hey, such and such job is hiring, how much are they paying? Or did you all go to an interview at this job? How was it? So if you're in nursing school, go ahead and start a Facebook group with your nursing school alumni, or afterwards you can do it with alumni or with students, and you all can create that community. You can just have that little safe space to talk about salary and how the job is and what the job environment is. It's really important to have that there, but just watch sometimes what you post, because you never know. It could be other people trying to get into that group, and it could be some snitches or stuff like, but I haven't had any issues with that, but just keep that in mind. But anywho, what was I saying? There's some places that if you work PRN, you get paid more just for working PRN. There's some jobs where if you work weekends, you get paid more just for coming in for weekends. There are some jobs, if you work overnight, you get paid more. So you need to look for those jobs, and you might want to go in and work night shift so you can get paid $1, $2 more. Or you want to be that nurse that only works on the weekend so you can get paid $2, $3 more. Especially if you work the night shift on a weekend, you're gonna get paid. But just keep in mind, not every facility has this option, but just see. Okay, you all, so we got Dora the Explorer in the background for the babies. But anywho, say you work 5 days a week. All right, now let's just say you work, I don't know, Sunday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday. So this is what you working 5 days a week. This is at 8 hours a day. That's your shift, 5 days a week, right? Now, if you went ahead and reduced it to just you working 3 days a week, let's say your schedule is now you work Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday. You pretty much have a set schedule. It's best to make sure that you have a set schedule. Sometimes you can't get one, but try to do a set schedule. That way you can really plan your life the way you want. So this is at 12 hours per day. Now, with you picking up either agency or your PRN job, this leaves you with 4 days out of the week that you can pick up versus these 2 days that you can pick up. So say even if you picked up agency, we'll do a different color. If you picked up agency, let's say you decided to pick up agency that Monday and that Sunday, say these were at 8 hours each, you know, that's still leaving you 2 days out the week off. And you're working the same amount of days that you worked up here, but you're getting paid more money because you're working agency or PRN at a higher amount of money. Also, they're taking out less taxes on these checks and also on this check because it's less hours. Okay? So, of course, this will put you at 40 a week. This will put you at, so this will actually put you at 52 hours a week. Okay? But even if you wanted to pick up PRN or agency somewhere else and you wanted to do a 12-hour shift, you could do that, and that way you have 3 days off and you work less hours. It just depends on how you want to do it, but this is a way of looking at it. Now, if you wanted to even do this schedule, this will help with burnout too. So say this is your regular schedule, these 3 days or whatever. You could take a vacation if you wanted to and freaking have 3 days in a row off and be like, hey, I can't come in this Saturday. Can I do a double on Friday? Or can I come in and do a double on Thursday? Switch with somebody, something like that. Or if you already have this day off, like say for instance, like you have vacation time or holiday time or something like that, and you can get this day off, that will leave you with Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday off. That's 5 days in a row off. So you kind of got to think about that as far as freeing up your schedule, opening up your schedule so you're not a slave to the freaking clock. Okay, so that's just an example. Again, you're working more hours, but the same amount of days, more hours, thus more money, and you still get the same amount of days off. Versus if you kept this schedule and you try to pick up, guess what? So you picked up the same amount of days, you get no days off. Or say you came in and you worked, instead of doing a 8-hour shift, you came in and you did a 12-hour shift. You could do that like on this day and do a 12-hour shift, but it's still a longer day and you still have to come in and work 4 more days out that week. Versus with this, you get an extra 12 hours on your check, less taxes is coming out, and you're getting paid more money because you're going to be doing that agency work. So this is why I say try this option of reducing your hours. Try that option first and see how it works for you. Okay, let me know if that makes sense, you all. All right, just some simple math I wanted to do with you all as far as your pay and everything. So we're just gonna say you make $20 an hour working at your regular base job, right? So you're gonna do 12-hour shifts, you make $20 an hour. That puts you at $720 for those 3 days. That's before tax. Now, say you do agency and you're making $30 an hour, which it is possible. That's how much I get paid through agency pay. You'll do that and that puts you at $420. All right, so total you'll be at $1,140 gross pay. Now, up here in this scenario, if you just worked your regular 5 days a week at $20 an hour, you only made $800. But with you picking up that agency pay, that gave you $340 more. And then in reality, it's probably going to be even more than that because of the way the taxes go. Because they're going to tax you way less on these smaller amounts versus what they're going to tax you on this higher amount, okay? Especially if you work this higher amount and you work this schedule and you wanted to come in and pick up some shifts, they're gonna tax you all when you come in and do that. Now, say you worked this shift, this schedule, and you picked up 2 8-hour shifts, right? 8 times 20, so that'll put you at $160. So that'll put you at $960 with that overtime of 16 hours overtime. It'll put you at $960, which is only $160 more than what you were making with 2 days versus you picking up 2 extra days and getting $340 more. So you see why it's a difference, you all. I hope I'm making sense in this as far as why I would say it's better to reduce your hours somewhere, go part-time, free up your schedule, open up your schedule, and come in and do agency or do a PRN job that's going to pay you more money. That way they take out less taxes from your total amount, and you go ahead and you reduce the amount of stress that you have, because you're making $360 more, no, sorry, $340 more than you did at the base pay of 40 hours a week. Sorry, my battery about to go down. So this is the base pay at 40 hours a week at this first scenario without any type of overtime. You're making $340 more by doing this, and you get 2 more days off. Versus up here, if you worked 5 days a week, you only got $800 that week. And on top of that, if you wanted to pick up on your days off, on both your days off, and not have any days off that whole freaking week, you're only going to get $160 more than what you would have got. Plus, they're going to tax you on that, so you're really going to get less than that. So that's just something to look at. Of course, I use smaller numbers just to make it easier for this video, but you know, people have different pay in different areas. I know somebody gonna say $20, whatever. I'm just doing this for the purpose of the videos. But yeah, that's that. I hope it made a lot of sense to you all. Let me know in the comment section any other ways, any other hacks that you have as far as making more money in nursing. And when you do this, you all, it will like really reduce the amount of burnout you have, because coming to the same job 5 days a week, then picking up at that same exact job, that's burnout. And then only to see and look at your check and see how much they taxed you on you picking up all those freaking shifts. You're like, what's the point? I'm telling you, diversify your work schedule. Diversify. As always, you all, I am your fave nurse B. Make sure you follow me on Instagram at YourFavNurseB1. Follow the Facebook group at FaveNurseB. And also make sure you put spaces in there to find us. Like, comment, and subscribe. Now, if you are living, this is number 4, 5. Anywho, if you are living in a rural area, keep in mind that you may have to commute. And you probably already know this. So I know a lot of nurses who live like in Troy, Jefferson County, like really far out, like an hour away, or they even live in Illinois and they come over to Missouri, St. Louis, Missouri city or county to work, because even though they're commuting 45 minutes, an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours a day, like for real, they're commuting very far to get to where I was working at. They're getting paid way more than what they would get paid in their smaller rural area. So keep that in mind, depending on where you are, that you might have to commit to commuting to your job. And if you're going to do that, definitely make sure you only work 3 days a week, because if I'm not, who wants to drive their commute to be an hour and a half every single day? Who wants that? You know, like 5 days a week. So definitely lower your hours if you're going to do that. Just keep that in mind. But the thing with nursing, the best way to make money is to decrease your hours at your stationary job, and also to diversify where you work. It's kind of similar to how people say the way that you build wealth is you have different streams of income. That's the same with nursing. Have you a stationary job that you go to, you know that place, you can go in and you can just work, get it done. Then have you a PRN job, then have an agency job, and then maybe have a second PRN job. That way, if hours at this agency doesn't work out, or if they don't have enough hours or enough facilities, boom, you already got another agency set up. You can go there, work there. The same with your PRN job. They don't have enough hours, boom, you can go in there. Or your stationary job, there's nowhere to pick up there. You have to go to your PRN job or your agency job. So just keep that in mind. Also know, another way to make more money as a nurse, and this is not necessarily making more money, but it's like shifting your money. And I know some people be like, no, don't do this, that's not good advice. Look, I'm just giving you all the information. You're an adult, you take it or you leave it, but I'm just giving you the info, because that's what I do. I give info. So you can file exempt on your taxes. Now, I've known plenty of CNAs and nurses who have done this. I myself have done it here and there, but what they'll do is they'll file exempt for 6 months out of the year, and the rest of the year they'll go back to filing regular status. This way you can get your money right then and there. So, or they might even do it just for a small stretch of time. So you know how taxes work. So if you work and you know that your pay before tax is going to be like $3,000, and you don't want them to take out all of your taxes, like all your money towards taxes, go exempt. You get that full nice chunk of money, and then the next 2 or 3 checks you'll go back to filing regular status. Some people do that. They want their money right away. But just keep in mind, you don't want to mess too much with IRS because they are going to fine you. So I've never had to owe local taxes yet, because I feel like I always have to owe state tax. It's just how it works. But keep that in mind, that you might have to owe tax at the end of the year. Once again, I'm just giving you all information. This is what I've known nurses to do, and I've also done it myself. If you're married, you should never file married. You should file single, because they will take out more taxes. That way you can get a better tax return at the end of the year. Or if you're married, you can file married and they take out less taxes and you get more of your money throughout the year. So my husband and I would do married and he would do single, or whoever was making more money at the time, that person would file single, the other person would file married. That way we kind of get a mix of more money, and we're also still getting that taxes coming out, so we can still get a tax return. Now it all depends. If you don't have kids, you probably won't get that much back anyways, or you might run into some trouble where you have to owe money, but that's like a whole nother video. I'm not a tax professional. I'm just giving you my advice or my information. I'm giving you this tea, okay? But the moral of the story is networking is key. You have to talk to other nurses, talk to nursing students, talk to people over you. Just talk to everybody and never burn your bridges. Always try to keep stuff neutral at work. I tell y'all that in pretty much any video where I talk about work. Keep stuff light and fun at work, or keep stuff professional. Ask people, hey, what agency is good? Or what PRN job? Do y'all know any places that pay this X, Y, and Z amount to do PRN? Let me know. Boom. That's nothing. I got a friend, I know she's worked everywhere, so every time I'm looking to apply somewhere, I'm thinking about applying somewhere, I'll contact her. I'm like, have you worked here? Have you heard? She's like, oh yeah, I heard of them. They don't pay that much. Or yeah, girl, it's easy work. Or they pay you, but you gonna work hard for it. So it's good to have friends like that, that you know get in and get out with jobs. So definitely network, talk to people. Don't be afraid to talk to people. I mean, I know people are like funny about money, but who freaking cares? Like, when you're stingy with your information, people are going to be stingy with you. So just give the information and get it back. Okay, it's the same with money. Give the money and receive it back, baby. The next thing I would say is job hopping. Now, I know me, I'm not a job hopper. I like to be at a job, be there, be that good nurse, and get my job done and keep it pushing. I don't like to job hop. But I have heard from more than one nurse that is pretty much the best way to start making more money, because when you come in as a newer nurse, or just a new nurse in the sense of new to that facility, that job is willing to give you money because they see you coming out the streets. Okay, good, we gotta have her, we gotta have him. So they're willing to give you a little bit more money. So keep that in mind, especially if they see that you made more money at your last job, then they're going to be willing to give you more. So if you stay at a job that's lowballing you, and then you try to go to another job, you might find it harder to get that actual pay rate that you should be at, because they're like, honey, you've been working at this job only making $3 less than what you're supposed to be making anyways. Why should I pay you more? Oh, I'm just gonna meet you in the middle and pay you $1.50 more than what you really should be getting paid. So keep that in mind too. Job hopping does have its perks, and also it has its ups and downs to it as well. I wouldn't suggest it. I've known some nurses, new nurses, who have had 6 different jobs in 1 year as a new nurse. I don't think that's smart, but you do what fits you. And the philosophy of my whole channel is do you, boo. Do what fits you. Take the information, take it in, and then let it apply to your life, your situation, what you got going on. That's that. But I do know a nurse did tell me that, and has her bachelor's. She was telling me, and she worked in a hospital, she's like, the best way to do it is to job hop. That's that, just to see what fits you. But just know you have to really assess things, because where I was at, even though the job that I was at prior to being at home, working from home, paid me less than what I feel like I was worth, they give really good raises every single year. So you might go somewhere that's going to give you $3 more than what you're making right now. Great. But after that annual, they give you like 40 cents, 25 cents. And you're like, what? This is nothing. It's going to take me forever to make more money. So keep that in mind. You have to like kind of weigh out the pros and the cons of a job, whether it be benefits, how much your insurance is going to be at this job compared to another job. The pay might be more, but I'm going to have to pay $200 more a month for freaking benefits. Like, what's the point, you know? Or one job is way more flexible when it comes to you changing your schedule. That's how it was in my other job. I could change my schedule anytime. Like, they were really, really, really awesome about changing your schedule. but one job might be like, no, this is what we have for you, that's it. So you have to do, you know, have to weigh out your pros and cons. Money is not everything when it comes to looking for a job. You have to just see what fits you and your lifestyle. But I definitely say, don't work anywhere that's making you work 5 days a week. I just cannot do it. I cannot do it. But places like the VA, the pay is pretty decent, and you work Monday through Friday like VA clinics, but they have amazing benefits and they help you with school. So keep that in mind. So just do some research, talk to people. I don't care if you like this person, you don't like this person. I'm telling you, it's people that have a lot of information, especially people that job hop. They know about these different facilities and what to expect. They just know. So talk to people. Don't be afraid. Don't be closed mouth. Open your mouth, ask questions, have a little small talk, and get the information you need so you can make more money. And also do not burn your bridges with these jobs, okay? So keep that in mind too, because everybody knows somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody in nursing. So I don't care if you live in a big city or small town. Nursing community is small. It's very small, okay? So don't ever forget that. Especially in school with teachers, it's all small. They just rotate to different schools. So you think, oh, forget these teachers. Then you try to go from LP to RN, and this teacher is right there like, yeah, hey girl, remember me from Med Surg? I'm back. Like, you're like, what the fuck? I thought, dang it. So yeah, keep that in mind. I love you all. Hope you all found this video helpful. Comment down below, what are your hacks for making more money as a nurse or a CNA? Do you agree with some of the stuff I said? Do you disagree? Let's keep the comment section popping. Also join me on the YourFavNurseB Facebook group and follow me on Instagram at YourFavNurseB1. And also, if you all are interested, go watch my second channel, Stay Forever True. I have mommy vlogs, vegan, vegetarian videos. What else I got over there? I'm doing more like stuff that like really fits my lifestyle, like talking about crystals and meditation and random stuff like that fits me as an individual outside of nursing. So I hope you all, I can't talk, this baby woke. Another tip I got from a nurse I used to work out with, hey girl, hey Z, she was saying that if you want to pick up for overtime, wait a little bit. Don't just sign up for it, because sometimes jobs and agencies, if they ask you to come in last minute, you might be like, hey, can you give me an extra $2 a shift to come in, or $2 an hour to come in? So that is true. So maybe sometimes that's why I say open your schedule up, because if you're willing to go in last minute, these agencies especially are willing to give you a little bit more money. Another way that nurses make more money is bonus shifts. So hey, somebody's like, we really short on the weekend. You like, I want to come in, but is there a way I can get like, you know, a bonus? You know, can I get a cash bonus? Something like that. But yeah, keep that in mind, you all. I gotta go. I'm going to be posting this question on the Facebook group and also on Instagram. So we're going to be seeing some more comments, and I'll do a part 2 when I get some more information. Let me know what more videos you want to say. I say that all the time, but I just want to post some different content. I love you all. I have to go. Peace.